Kahlayım. How about Shim Yahushai? It's Revelation 16 and 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. I'm going to talk about the false prophet today, or right now, just to prove that the Vatican is not Babylon. It's the false prophet. It wasn't very hard to figure that out. It only took this little article, man, and it's chock full of things that, well, if you can't see it, you can't see it. But, Pope Francis, God has instructed me to revise the 10 Commandments. Now, there's a lot of scriptures I can get, but I'm going to just keep it short. And when I take a pause in between reading and the scriptures, it's because a lot of scriptures are coming to my head, but I don't want to make this longer than it should. I'm going to make it short and sweet. Keep it simple. Okay? So right now he's saying that he was being instructed. Well, that's strike number 1. If he says God and he doesn't know the name, strike 1. Every prophet knows the name. Every prophet knows the name. He's going to revise the 10 Commandments. You guys already know what I'm going to get. It's not that hard. Alright. Let's see. I'm going to get Matthew. and 9. This is just easy stuff. I mean, what I mean by saying easy stuff is comparing it to the world to figure out who the Bible is talking about. This is the easiest one. All right. It's Matthew 23 and 9. You know what? I'm gonna start at 4. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. So these guys basically don't want to follow the 10 Commandments, so they're going to try to change them to fit their homosexual lifestyle, which right there is against the Bible. Alright? But all their works they do for to be seen of men, they make broad their phylacteries and enlarge their borders of their garments. And that's just the things that they do for show. Like he wears a robe and this and that. And they got gold crowns, and they got all kinds of things just to make them look like they're important. And it only fools idiots. That's just the truth. And love the uppermost rooms and feast and chief seats in the synagogues. The Pope has a chief seat, but there's someone called the Black Pope. What the fuck's his name? Adolfo some shit. But this guy's not even in control of his own show. He's just a puppet. That dude Adolfo, he's a real the Black Pope they call him. He's really in charge. All right. And greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. Rabbi means master. But this guy, and all these Catholic priests, they want to be called Father. You right? So this is the point. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna get there. Verse 8. But be not ye called rabbi, for one is your master, even the Mashiach, and all ye are brethren. So if we're all brothers, that means we all have a similar part. But this guy wants to elevate himself above, and he's not even part of the brotherhood. He's just wicked. He's a false prophet. And we're going to get into this article. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven. And that's the point. Now I'm going to get into this thing. This happened in 2015. Pope Francis kicked off the start of a 3-nation trip across South America today with his first mass. And these Latinos, man, damn, idol worshippers, the worst of the worst, man. They're kissing this dude's fucking ring, calling him father, just fucking gay shit. I mean, and what I mean by gay shit is they're having sex they're having orgies in the Vatican. Men on men. Well, we're gonna get down to this. And you fucking spics, man, you make me sick. The Pope spoke about the importance of family in modern society. Here's the point: modern society, it needs to be helped and strengthened. This motherfucker's a liar, because around 2008, 2009, when the housing market went down, I was part of the Catholic Church, and I was going every Sunday paying my tithes and shit, even though I couldn't afford it. So I was about to lose my house, and then I went to the Catholic authority, and then I told them, "Hey, I'm about to lose my house. Can I get $1,500?" And these motherfuckers said, "What have you done for the church?" Which they're not even the church. But the Most High did that so I could see, so I could eventually open my eyes one day. Lest we lose our proper sense of services which society as a whole provides. Now, the only society that should matter is the Israelite society. Strike 2. During his sermon, Pope Francis announced to Christians around the world that God had called upon him, instructing them to revise the most sacred of texts. The 10 Commandments given to the Israelites by, it says, God himself. So he's just calling them God in that. The way it's written, it's powers. At Mount Sinai, the commandments include instructions for worship and list several prohibited practices. So now, he's going to change things. So he's a false prophet, bro. Or whoever's saying that he's not. That Vatican's not the false prophet. Here it is. I'm going to just skip okay. Faced with ever-increasing temptations brought on by evils of modern society. And that's just a big lie. So he's lying to you. He's telling you false things, and he's prophesying about it. So he's lying. So that's, I don't know, man. I'm gonna keep going, but that's pretty much a deal closer. The Pope said updated commandments reflect the changing times and include some minor rewording. The scripture says, Revelation 22. Let me get it right now. 18, 22 and 18, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecies of the book. So the prophecies of the book, if you hear them, you know, what I mean by that is, if you get it, if you understand it, which only the elect are going to understand it. The words of the prophecies of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. So this guy's adding on to him. So I'm just skip to this. The 4th commandment, which advocates the proper respect be shown towards one's parents, has been reworded in order to include children raised by same-sex parents. Strike 3. The 7th commandment, prohibiting adultery among other things, homosexuality, has been removed entirely Damn. So he's adding and taking away. He's breaking 18 and 19 in Revelation 22. And God's grace to all his children is only for the Israelites, which are the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And that's common knowledge. And then the descendants of the Moors, which are some white-looking people, but they're not really white, Italians, some Spanish, all over Europe, because the Moors ruled Europe, and those were Israelites. And this one, well, he adds another one. So I'm going to just close it up right here. Progress comes at a price. Yeah, those plagues are going to be your price. The new fifth commandment, so he's adding and taking away, which replaces the prohibition of adultery, forbids all aspects of genetic engineering, and bans the consumption of genetically modified foods. Which he's a lying ass motherfucker. These guys call themselves father. Well, I'm going to close it up with 19. 22 and 19 in Revelation. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. He which testifieth these things saith, Surely I come quickly. So be true, even so. Come, Adonai Yahweh Shai. Shalom. The Vatican is not Babylon. It is a false prophet. Shalom.